Goes to Hollywood. This is the kind of main verse part. I've seen a lot of people playing this on YouTube, some people slapping it. So again, like the one before, this isn't a real bass playing this is sampled. So the way I look at playing this is to try and emulate how it sounds. And since it's played on a keyboard, it's like each individual note is played. So what's going to make this much harder than the way people are playing this is that there's no hammer-ons at all in this. I've seen people saying there are pull-offs. There's none of that going on at all. Doesn't mean you can't play it that way, but you know, if you wanted to play this in a band and make it sound authentic, you've really got to sound each note. So again, this is tricky because you know, if you program something on a computer, you can make notes very short and they almost sound like ghost notes. So that's what we end up doing. Okay, so we start on an open E. Then you're going to play E on the 7th fret of the A string, D on the 5th fret. Then we're going to play a ghost note. Okay, and then F sharp E, F sharp on the 9th fret of the A string back to the E. We can actually use an open A if we want, because this bass line is playing fast, so even though the A, you know, isn't the greatest note when you play it slowly, when we play fast you really don't notice. So if I threw in an open A, I'm going to end up with this. It sounds fine, but that way you can really kind of get the groove and the feel of it. And the other difficult thing is that they're quite long notes. They're not. It's not very sort of. Okay, so that's the first bit. Then we're going to play this. It's a mute. So we're going to mute on the D string and then play a B. And follow. So mute, B, mute. Okay, so mute, B, mute, and then a D on the 7th fret of the G string, back to the B on the 9th fret of the D string. Okay, and then so that's the bass line, and then we basically play sort of different fills. So we have the main bass line playing there, and then every other one we play a variation. So we've got 4 variations. So the first one is mute, B, mute. So mute, B, mute, B, D, E. Okay, the other one's nearly exactly the same. Mute, B, mute. So mute, B, mute, D, D, E. So just really, you know, really subtle changes, but it does make a difference. So if I play those two every other time, we're going to end up with this. another one which is, so again it's always got this mute B, mute D, and then A B. Okay, and then there's one last one, an easy one, which is just playing A, G, F sharp. Again, I'm throwing a little mute in before. Yeah, so that's that. Then the rest of the bass line, we've kind of got this. But yeah, the main bass lines that I think are fun to play is that verse bass line and the slap bass line I did on the previous video. So what I think you should take from this is, if we want to, you know, play it like the machine is playing it and without hammer-ons, it is much harder to play. So for instance, to play as every single note as compared to, okay, playing the hammer-on makes it much easier, but it doesn't sound the same. So, you know, we're really having to move about on the strings. We're essentially kind of playing 16th notes, but with gaps. Yeah. So yeah, try and avoid the hammer-ons. I know when you're probably playing along to it, it's really fast, but it's this really good practice for these two fingers to. Yeah.